Okay, so this is actual mix tip. I'm on the floor because I don't have a tripod or it's somewhere, and it doesn't matter. Bean, my son, who I love dearly, is asleep. We got to make this one quick. So this is very, very ad hoc. This is very, hey, until you have had an 18-month-old and you're still trying to get everything else in your life to function, yeah, we'll talk then. So today I wanted to talk about what I think is probably the most underutilized awesome aspect of Distressors. If anyone has any experience in recording almost whatsoever, we all know about Distressors. It is the Swiss Army knife compressor. You're hard pressed to walk into a studio and not see them. Recently there's been a bunch of emulations. If you want yet another shootout between real Distressors and fake Distressors, I guess just comment below or comment anything else you'd like to see. Yeah, so today I want to talk about what I think is sort of like the most underrated way to use a distressor. That is with no ratio. Just put it on 1:1. The word dist or distortion is like right in the name. So it's like distortion, compressor, distressor. These distortion modes aren't like tube amps. They're not like a pedal. These are harmonic distortion. If you don't know a lot about it, we can do another video about it. You can look it up. Essentially, this type of distortion is a little bit warmer. It's a little bit more subtle. It's used really effectively to, like I said, glue things together. So the distressor effectively has two different types of distortion. It has dist 2. These are even harmonics. They make things sound a little thicker, a little warmer. A lot of people say it kind of makes it sound more like tape, as tape would have a tendency to add these harmonic overtones as well. And then it has distortion 3 or dist 3. Wait, if we're in, how do they do it in Europe? It's like 1, 2. Oh yeah, I saw that movie, Inglourious Bastards. 3.
3 glasses. We order 3 glasses. That's the German 3.
Anyway, it has dist 2 and it has dist 3. Yeah, dist 3. Yeah. So dist 3 basically kicks it up a notch. This is going to add some odd layer harmonics too. Don't worry about all that. All you have to know is that no distortion is the most subtle. Distortion 2 is a little bit more distorty, and then distortion 1, 2, 3 is the grungiest. I'll use distortion 3 on vocals and stuff sometimes. However, in this specific example, I'm going to show you guys a trick I do on a lot of my mixes where I just set the distressor to no ratio. That means no knee. If you don't know about knees, compression, maybe we'll do a compression video. Anyway, all I'm using the distressor for in this particular situation is to add that harmonic distortion. This can be done in the box, but truthfully, I feel like if analog still has like one final frontier where it is absolutely dominating digital, it's in harmonics, distortion, warm, gooey stuff. Digital's come a long way, but I just really like my real distressors for this trick. Yeah, it's a pain. Yeah, I gotta use the patch bay. Yeah, I gotta print in real time, but it's worth it. It's worth it to do this for your clients if you have the opportunity. However, I will show you how to do this with a distressor emulation as well. So yeah, we'll shoot out what it's like to do this little trick in the digital domain, and then we'll hear it again through the actual hardware. And this could be a fun little way for you to compare and contrast and even see if you can tell a difference between, you know, the emulations and the real thing. So let's do that. Today's band we are going to be working with is Be Like Max from Las Vegas. They are not only a ska band. As we know, ska bands, not a lot of them right now, but not only are they a ska band, they're a really good ska band. So that's refreshing. That's nice. If anybody used to listen to the Suicide Machines, this is kind of like that. I love the Suicide Machines, especially like Skater J really loved Suicide Machines. So let's play with these distressors. As you can see, we have the old FG stress here. This is probably what most people are going to have. And up here, this is a hardware insert that I made for my distressor pair located in my rack. So I'm going to play the mix right now with neither on, and let's just kind of see what it can do for the mix.
Give it up! What did it done? It's not a man! It's just that you get hot! You're still a pussy! So now you think it's tough! I'll be turning in and put a man up! Don't trust your government! No sweat, they'll use you anywhere! Systematic schemes keep running, fueled by loyalty!
the mix sounds awesome. The reason I kind of reached for this in this mix is because it's bright and it's fun and it's sharp, just like I think a ska mix should be. But I thought it could be a little bit more glued together. And now, I don't know, if you're not listening to this on sort of the right playback device, you may or may not notice these differences. These are smaller differences that I like to put in my mixes just to increase the RMS level. We've talked about this before, but what the RMS level is that's your average volume. So what I'm trying to do is increase my average volume in comparison to my peak volume. And I like to do that with harmonic distortion, which we're going to generate both with hardware and with an emulation of that hardware. Here we go. This is real. And then I'll kind of I'll do a little passage and then I'll bypass it and we'll go back and forth so you can hear it back to back.
Give it up! What did it got? It's not a man! It's just that you get high! You're still a pussy! So now you think you're tough! I'll be turning in and put a man up! Don't trust your government! No sweat, they'll use you anywhere! Systematic schemes keep running, fueled by loyalty! You feel
Cool. So that was hardware, and now let's do the software version. I did my best to gain match these, so what you should be hearing really is just the tonal differences. I've already sort of figured out how I think they're different, and we'll talk about that after we play this back.
Give it up! What did it got? It's not a man! It's just that you get high! You're still a pussy! So now you think you're tough! I'll be turning in and put a man up! Don't trust your government! No sweat, they'll use you anywhere! Systematic schemes keep running, fueled by loyalty! You feel sick! What?
First thing I want to get out of the way before we dive into some crazy theological analog digital thing is that yes, I prefer the hardware. Having said that, this sounds unbelievable. This sounds so good. I love this. I honestly prefer this. So the reason I prefer the hardware for me is I think the top end opens up a little bit more. It has the aspects of what I like about doing things in the analog domain. For me, it sounds a little bit open. It sounds a little bit smoother. However, if you are going for maybe something a touch darker, and I'd say the low end on this one is actually a little bit more dense than it is on the hardware. So I'm not declaring a winner at all. And I know that's such a cop-out. I know that you just want me to be yeah, this is awesome and this one sucks, or most likely it would be the other way around. It'd be no, only the hardware is good and this is bad because it's digital. Anyway, I think they're great. Let's go too far with this stuff now so you can really hear it. It'll be easier to do here, but I'll do it on both. We'll start with the digital one just because it's easy. Let's crank it.
Give it up! What did it got? It's not a man! It's just that you get high! You're still a pussy! So now you think you're tough! I'll be turning in and put a man up! Don't trust your government!
Okay, so you saw that got crunchy. I'm actually really curious to see if the hardware breaks up a little better. There won't be anything for you to really watch while I do this because I don't have another camera set up in real time on my hands, but you'll hear the differences. Also, I'm gonna have to use two hands because this isn't a match pair or anything. This is me doing two iterations of mono on the left and right. All right, let's do that.
Give it up! What did it got? It's not a man! It's just that you get high! You're still a pussy! So now you think you're tough! I'll be turning in and put a man up! Don't trust your government! No sweat, they'll use you anywhere! Systematic schemes keep running, fueled by loyalty!
Okay, yeah, so I eventually got the hardware to break up too. It felt like the hardware was able to push the mix a little further before it really started breaking up, but they both sound awesome. Honestly, a lot of times we already sort of like our compression curve. We like what we've got going on. I mean, I've got compression going on here.
Give it up! What did it got?
Right, and then what else do I have going on? No compression there. I've got some 550s. Oh yeah, and I have, if you haven't demoed this, demo this. It's amazing. I've also got some bus compression going on here.
Give it up! What you need a gun? It's automatic! It's just that you get high! You're still a pussy! So now you think it's tough! I'll be turning in and put a man up! Don't trust you!
If you're looking for a little bit more density out of your mixes, but you're already like really happy with your compression curves, you don't want to add any of that grabby nature that compression has, but you still want more density, this is a great look. Try this. I think you'll dig it. All right, so I enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed that. All right, see you next time, everybody. And with that, I'm gonna play some awesome drum fills for today's outro. Bye.